A 5. You lose.
Apparently. So real quick before we start, how does leveling work?
So leveling, whenever you have a failed roll, so whenever you roll that 6 minus selection, you gain 1 point of experience. So once you hit 7 experience points plus your current level, you level up. But we resolve that at the end of this session. So basically, at the end of this sort of mini campaign, we'll resolve points, and you'll get your levels accordingly. And then the next time you use this character, then you'll be that next level. So.
All right.
Can everyone see everyone?
You said it's under 7?
Yeah.
Huh?
You said it's under 7?
No, 7 plus your current level.
No, I mean the roll. Like what's
under 6?
A failed.
Yeah,
Under
anytime
6?
you roll a 6 or less.
Below.
Yeah.
Right.
So we learn from our failures. That's sort of how this system works. So can everybody see everybody else now? Are we good?
Yep.
Yep.
Sweet. Cool deal. Then we will sort of jump right into it, I think. What do you say? Anyone has any last minute questions or thoughts?
One thought.
Yeah.
So from the last time we left the city, just to recap, and it's been a few days, right?
It's been approximately 1 day since you left the city. It was a 2 days travel from where you were. So as we're well, I guess we can recap. You guys broke into the museum, and you attempted to gracefully enter the town. It didn't go as smoothly as you wanted to, and then there was a little bit of interference run on your way to meeting your contact. You met your contact, an old orc who was a part of the Bards Guild, and he sort of gave you the map and the information you needed to break into the museum, which you did without too much trouble. And then getting out, the city was sort of on alert from your presence at that point in time, so you made a mad dash to escape the city, and fought off some foes, and then you made camp for the night, and that's where your characters left off. Where we are picking up now, you've stopped off at just a small sort of shanty town along the way, the kind of place where hopefully people don't ask questions. So you're about a half a day's travel away from the temple site. You're staying at this inn, just the town inn. It's the only inn in town. So you're staying here for the night and looking to plan your trek in the morning. If you'd like to have a bite to eat at the inn, have interactions there, you can, or if you want, we can cut right to you asleep. That's up to you.
I'd just like to add one thing. When Agnar and Azar wake up in the morning, I want there to be a pamphlet next to them on the pillow.
Okay. All right.
Why?
Because I'm trying to convert you.
Oh my gosh. Oh, man.
All right. So, what will it be? Will you have some time in the inn, or will you go ahead and head off to bed?
Kratos is going to be just outside practicing.
All right, cool. All right, so
I'm going to be reading over a pamphlet.
nice.
Aren't you going to be recruiting people in the bar?
I guess I would just have to read this pamphlet since it's right beside me, I guess.
Cool. All right. So yeah, you guys are reading your pamphlet. There's the inn is mildly busy. There's
I'm playing my music,
Okay, cool. Yeah. And there's people out and about. Maybe get some people dancing around to what it is that you were playing. Barkeep's serving some food and stuff. You only recognize any just sort of regular town folk in the building. Doesn't seem like any sort of military or anything that is about at the moment. You got the bartender, like I said. You got some people just sort of mingling and flirting and doing their regular stuff. Any thoughts or interactions? And this is not a trick. I'm just, it's I'm leaving it up to you to do what you will.
You just hear from outside Kratos Kadra communing with Kratos by practicing and beating the hell out of a barrel.
All right, cool. All right. All right, so yeah, the night wears on, and sort of the time to retire draws. So you all sort of return to your respective rooms then, and as you're sleeping, you start hearing a commotion outside. You start hearing the sounds of people screaming and yelling, and you look out your window, and you see that the town is it's on fire. The whole town is just been set ablaze for
the sweet serenades of battle.
whatever reason.
Who did that? I'm trying to sleep.
As an aside, are we in one common room or do we all have our own rooms?
Let's say you all retire to your own rooms.
I'm gonna knock on Azar's door and just see if he's asleep or if he's responsible. Be like, did you set the town on fire? You tell me if you did, right?
Oh, it was a bad dream, and you know what? It's got really kind of.
I'm gonna frantically look around for marshmallows.
Yeah, cool.
I'm playing the sad music that they were playing, when the Titanic was sinking. Just
All right.
it's
Clear
just
the
guns
heroes
burning.
they deserve.
Cool. All right. So as the town is set ablaze and buildings left and right are catching on fire, there you see some like an organized group of maybe guards or some sort of militia sort of roll up on the inn, and they start banging on the door, seeking entrance. What do you do?
Nobody's home. Can we roll to see if they're convinced?
Well, you're upstairs, right? Because you got like sort of the
Go away.
Are we like above? Are we above where the door is?
Yeah. So you're looking down. You can sort of see.
Throw
Alright,
them a
I'm gonna
pamphlet,
shout.
go away.
I'm gonna shout, "Do you come bearing marshmallows?"
So okay,
Please go away.
you do so, and the group of men sort of peer up at you at the window and see you, and it's dark, but it is sort of illuminated by the fire, and they scream, "You, who are you, and what is your business here?"
Sleep!
I'm here for the
Kadra yells
bonfire.
from the fellow window.
Be like, what's this you part? Huh?
Yeah. So as Azar sort of leans out and yells, they something catches their eye, and they say, "It's them! It's them!" They call out and blow a whistle, and you can hear the sound of sort of more people approaching at the moment.
Ooh, this doesn't look like fun. Or does it?
Like, oh, they blow a whistle. So next time to go.
Kadris is just grumpily putting on his chainmail, going, I just got into deep sleep.
Right?
I'm happily donning my loincloth.
Yep.
Oh,
Battle's
you
afoot.
sleep without your loincloth.
So as you do so, the you hear a knock at your door.
I'll use your pamphlet as a covering.
In the room you guys have kind of sort of gathered in, and there's banging at the door. It sounds like the innkeep, and he says he's yelling. He says, "You've got to give yourself up, dear God. I don't want my establishment burned. I can't have my establishment burned."
Azar, he's telling us to surrender. You know what you must do, burn down the bar.
You got it, but we gotta get some booze out of there first before you.
Sweet.
Well, I was thinking that maybe
Agnar, kick down the door.
I
We're still
could
in bed.
trade a jaunty tune for some asylum.
All right, I will try to kick down the door for the booze.
I was there,
Yeah.
but I didn't care about it, so I wasn't.
Are you kicking on the door with the shopkeeper behind it, or are you just basically like hitting the door in the shopkeeper's face, body, whatever?
I am
We
going to
surrender.
shout
He
out,
is
"You
the
might
enemy."
want to move."
Okay.
Whether he moves is up to him.
Yeah. So you won't need to roll for that. It's just a crappy wood door, and you're an adventurer. So yeah, you definitely managed to kick down the door. It sort of explodes with the energy you put into it. The shopkeeper had stepped back, but he wasn't quite far enough. He sort of stumbled back and falls. Frightened look on his face. I'm just very worried and frightened.
Sorry.
And so what do you do?
Codrith is going to take, I don't know how many pamphlets I have, I'm just using them like an infinite item, is going to shove a pamphlet into his mouth and just push him back and yell, "Surrenders for the weak. If you suggest it again, I'll kill you myself."
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
And then he's going to proceed to the bar and find the strongest bottle of liquor he has.
Cool. All right. So yeah. What are the rest of you doing while Codrith is at the bar?
I guess
I
we're
will
just
go
all
with him.
looting.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sure.
Looting!
Sure. You're these adventurers on a quest to save
Alcohol
all of magic,
fuels
but
my fire.
you definitely
I'm
stopped
getting
to
alcohol. I'm raiding the fridge.
to raid the
whatever.
alcohol.
I'm gonna ready myself in case someone comes in the door.
As you have done so, the front doors burst wide open, and the room fills with six men. They are all human, and as they burst in, they shout, "Surrender in the name of the Minotaur Nation. Give up peacefully, and we will not harm you."
I'm going to belch loudly and give them the finger.
Sweet.
I'm going to go, "Ha no!"
Sweet. One particular.
Can I try to convince them to not take us in with a song?
I think we're beyond that point since everyone else has insulted them.
Sorry, Melody.
Your charisma as a group has sunk to about 0. So they
Well, fine. I hold my loot threateningly.
one particular scruffy looking one says, "Oh, I'm so glad you've chosen the hard way. I do so
Me
love
too.
the hard way." So as that's happening, one of them is sort of peering across the group, and he says, "Agnar, is that you?" Agnar.
It is I.
Agnar, having terrible memory, has no clue who they are, but he says, "Yeah, sure," right?
It's
But,
me. Who are you?
He says, "It's me, Steve. We used to be mercenaries together." And
Steve.
so maybe just a hint of memory comes back to you, and you recognize these mercenaries as being trainees of what was his name? Greg? Yeah, Greg. Your
Greg.
former master. Yep.
Yes, Greg.
So he says to you, "Agnar, what happened to you? We were working a job like 8 months ago, and you just disappeared. What happened? We lost you."
There was no fighting, sir. I need fighting to enjoy myself.
He says, "Well, I'm a mite bit sorry about this, but you and your friends caused quite a ruckus at the one of the main capital towns. Apparently you robbed a museum of some important item and killed a number of guards. And we've been hired to take you in. So, as you understand, it's not personal. It's just business."
Can I try to intimidate him?
Sure.
Yes.
Would you like help?
I'm going to shout out, "Boy, you know my track record. Stand down."
What's your? You got a move for that? For some sort of intimidation move on your character sheet?
No, I'm just trying to intimidate him.
Okay, so you're basically using some sort of form of maybe charisma, I guess.
Yes.
So roll plus charisma, and then
Can I provide aid?
yeah, sure. You can aid or interfere. So aid, yep.
Yeah.
8.
You rolled a
10.
9.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Are you really cool? Persuade him.
yep. So the one guy you've been conversing with, he likes you. You know, you were comrades at one point in time. So he says, "I do know your track record. I really don't want to entertain this fight.
Yeah, that's true.
I
And then,
I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I do have some information that might be useful to you.
in the closet.
Apparently, your
back
friend, the Immolator over there, his staff is a staff of legend. Apparently, his grandfather was a man of great prominence. Everywhere you go, that staff has been recognized. That's how we've been able to track your group. He says, additionally, you should know that they arrested this orc in the town you were in. He says he had nothing to do with you, but they suspect him of aiding your cause. And additionally, Azar's father has been taken into custody. It seems.
I'll say what? What?
It seems both the orc and Azar's father are being transported to the next town over for trial.
That's quite troubling.
He says, you know what? I just don't feel like it tonight. He turns to his comrades. He says, guys, I got a stomach ache. I'm going to go hit the John. And he just walks away. But the other 5 are certainly not swayed. They definitely still have the murderous intent.
Wow.
Well, seems like it's time to kill.
Yeah, we gotta roll out
Can
the
I-
next down.
I'm gonna pat Agnar on the back and try to bless him.
Okay.
Just go, you know what to do. That's an 11.
All right, sweet. So what are you blessing him with?
Just the bless spell, so he has a +1 going forward until I drop the spell.
Okay.
And I have a -1 to cast.
Oh, fun.
Ah.
All right. So in
Yeah.
the meantime, Azar, some troubling news for you. What are you doing?
Yeah, like I'm found out my father's been taken. So it's,
Oh, this is the one that I watched then.
Now,
we need to get the yeah.
so you attacking someone, and as a point of interest, you have a move called Zuko style, which allows you to manipulate fire, and because the town is on fire, you certainly have access to fire. So,
That's true. An unlimited supply. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's give it a shot.
All right.
We gotta attack one of the guys.
all right, cool.
Oh, it's
So let's say in front of you, you got 5 and 5. I will say starting from the left to right, 1 through 5. Which one are you attacking?
Number 1. Let's start. Let's
All
see.
right, cool.
With her face. Yeah.
So roll. What is the roll for that?
Let's see. That was
Yeah.
on a 10 plus. It
No,
does
if
away
it's,
from
if it's a
command.
rhythmic thing, it's her. If it's not rhythmic, then it's, I don't know what it is.
Roll with a WI6.
Wisdom. All right. So
Yeah.
2d6 plus your wisdom.
Okay. 9. And wisdom's at 8. So
Oh, so that's your wisdom's an 8.
8.
That's a -1.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So you but that's still what you got an 8. So that'd be a 9.
Yeah.
So it'd still be a 7. So you still be successful in a way. So tell me how you bend the fire to your might.
I use a piece of like the roof part, and I just like conjure it up and like swirl it right at them,
All right.
like
all
a
right.
big ball of flame. Like,
Cool. All right. And then let's roll some damage for that. Roll me a d10.
okay. 5.
All right. Cool. All right. Sweet. So tell me where do you burn him at?
I'm going straight for. I'm gonna do his left arm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you burn his left arm. The sword that he's holding, he drops it, and he grabs his arm in pain, taking the 5 damage. All right. But while you were doing that, you definitely opened up yourself to some attack. The one to the far right pulls an arrow and looses it, and that strikes you, dealing some amount of damage. We'll find out. 4, minus your armor rating. So, all right, Melody, what's going on?
A quick question with our hit
Yeah.
points, because we were at camp for one night before we went to the bar. Are those
so
reset?
we will have healed up.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So since I can't convince them with music, I'll have to hack and slash.
All right.
So I got a 9.
All right. All right. So hack and slash with a 9. And which one are you attacking?
Since he's weakened, I'll take number 1.
All right. Cool. All right. And then roll for damage.
Okay. 1.
All right. Tell me how you barely injure him.
Well, I thought I was being really clever, and because, I had taken the dagger from their town, I'm like, here's your dagger back, and then kind of missed that too by basically going, but I need it back, and I grazed their side.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So you scratch him. I mean, he's already sort of like in a little bit of pain, so he takes a little additional damage, and he just looks at you sort of indignantly, like, why? and sort of continues to sort of baby his arm. But as that's happening, like I said, there's 5 of these guys. One having just recently loosed an arrow. You attack the one, but the one directly beside him, he's using fisticuffs, and so he's throwing a punch, sort of catching you square across the jaw, and you'll be taking 5 minus your armor, so 4 damage on that.
Okay.
Yep. So, all right. So what's next?
Agnar hasn't ended anyone yet.
Yes.
So Agnar, what are you doing?
The one that just threw a punch. I'm gonna shout, "You fight me!" and I'm gonna punch him. Square in the face.
All right, cool. So let's roll with 2d6 plus your strength.
9.
9. All right, cool. And let's roll for damage.
Don't forget an extra +1, by the
Oh yeah,
way.
so 10. Yeah,
Ah, yes. With 10 damage too.
10 damage. Wow. Okay, you're going to murder punch him. So
Yes.
tell me about the murder punch.
All right, I go to swing for him. I kind of put a little too much force into it, and I just punch him directly in the throat.
All right, cool.
Nice.
All right, so yeah, you punch him in the throat. You all hear sort of a squish and a crack all at the same time. It's very, very unsettling, the noise that it makes, and his head just flops over after the punch as he sort of flies backwards into some of the boards, cracking some of the boards in the town. So
I'm gonna shout, "My track record remains unsullied."
yeah. Yep. So, Godroth, what are you doing?
He is going to take another swig of the liquor he has and just smash the bottle and take the handle of just sharpened glass. And the one that they've been wounding that they couldn't finish, just go for him.
All right. So, let's roll for some hack and slash.
That is 9 + 1, 10.
Okay, cool. And then roll for damage.
D6. 6.
All right. He is also going to die. Tell me how it happens.
I'm just going to look to Azar and Melody and go, really? You can't finish one guy and just stab him in the throat and wrench the bottle downwards. And
Nice.
just spray Melody in the
Oh, yeah, at least that
process.
broke his arm.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So
I'm gonna high five him for that.
I'm painting my face.
Yeah. Nice. So he also falls to the ground, sort of. His neck's sort of all torn up at this point. It's quite gruesome, honestly. Melody, you've just been sprayed with blood. What do you? How are you reacting to that?
I think that the fights have just changed me because I'm just painting my face.
You're just like
Kratos embrace you.
It's full on Mad Max guitarist, just.
as she embraces the teachings of Kratos, right? Nice. All right, cool. So Azar, you still got these other 3 guys. They're advancing towards you. You got the 2 on the front, and the one with the arrow. He's starting to draw another arrow. What are you doing?
I'm trying to go for the one with the arrow, try to stop him.
All right. How you gonna do it?
I want to try to use the flame one again.
Okay.
So for the wisdom again, so let's see what happens. Oh, jeez, 3.
Yeah.
You tried.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, you're right.
So here's what happens, right? You
That's great. That's
you
wonderful.
send your flame in. You're attacking him with a flame, so you cast it, and it
Right.
swoops in. And as he loses the arrow, the flame hits the arrow, but it just sets the arrow on fire,
Oh, nice.
which is still heading
My way.
direction. Yeah. And so you're gonna take 1 damage, ignoring armor because of the fire. So it sticks you just sort of in the arm a little bit, and a little bit of burn damage on that. So
Bloody arrow.
yeah. So meanwhile, what's Agnar doing?
Agnar's gonna pull his axe out and swing at the archer.
Okay, are you throwing the axe?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's gonna be volley actually. So that's gonna be your 2d6 plus your dexterity.
Alrighty. It's 9 even. Still get the +1 from you.
Yes.
So 10.
All right. Cool. Yeah. And then roll for damage.
Then another 10.
No. Wow. Yeah.
This is not right.
So tell me how your axe that you've thrown murders this dude.
Alright. After punching the man in the throat and breaking his neck, I'm going to pull the axe off my back, one-handed turn, Heisman it straight into his chest.
All right, nice. All right, so yeah, you toss the axe. He sort of just recently let the bow loose, so he's completely exposed. And the axe lands not just in his chest, but back through to the other side. Right? I mean, it's completely gone. From one side to the other. Handle's still sticking out of his chest, but he does fly back several feet from the force of the throw. And as he flies back, he hits a table, and the axe actually embeds in the table with his body attached. And he's of course super dead. Meanwhile, the other two that are left, one has sort of grabbed the other by the arm and launched him in the air. He's got 2 daggers, and he's flying right towards Melody. What are you doing?
I'd like to try to roll out of the way.
Okay.
Towards the bar because I have a plan.
Okay.
So what am I rolling?
You're gonna I guess defy danger, and that'll be dexterity move.
Okay. An 8.
All right, plus your dex. Oh, that is plus your dex.
It just automatically
Yeah,
does
right,
it for me
it
when I
does.
click it.
All right, sweet. So, how do you roll out of the way? What are you doing?
Kind of very badly parkour. Like I meant to do something very graceful, like a somersault, but like I rolled, but apparently they're not very good either. So I made it over there, but in the least graceful way possible.
Yeah.
My body
So
landed in your way.
Tables.
You certainly make it to the table, but you sort of like bump your head on the table as you're trying to skid over to it, and you're gonna take just a little bit of damage from that. So just 1 damage. Your armor's really gonna take care of that, so you'll be okay.
Shake it off a little.
So the one that was attacking you lands to the ground and stands up, knives brandished. Having missed his opportunity, he motions as though he's heading towards Kodroth. Kodroth, what are you doing?
Well, seeing that he tried to attack Melody, who I wish to defend, and also this is a fight, woot woot, I'm gonna drop the bottle, pull out my mace, and go, a real fight, and try to bash his head in.
All right, roll for it.
6 plus 4,
I'm sure they weren't kidding.
11.
All right, sweet.
Hey.
And then I roll for damage.
Two. That's impressive.
So You're definitely gonna make contact, but maybe not as forceful as you wanted to. Tell me how it happens.
I go to like straight down on his head, and he just sort of leans to the side, so it catches him in the shoulder, but it just hurts. It doesn't break anything.
Right. So, all right, yeah. So you catch him in the shoulder, knocking him to the side, maybe just a little bit. He stumbles, taking some damage. Meanwhile, the one that's thrown him, he's brandishing a broadsword, and he's sort of charging the group now. What is Azar doing?
He's gonna go forward and try to get this guy.
All right. How so?
He's gonna take his staff and try to get him in the leg. Try to trip him up a little bit.
All right. Let's roll some d6 plus strength.
5. Oh, I got 12, so it's +1, so 6.
All right. So what you were trying to do definitely doesn't happen. You go to sweep his legs, but he sort of sees it happening, and he brings his broadsword down, deflecting your staff as he stabs into the ground and picking his whole body up with his feet in the air to kick you in the face.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I tried to roll. What happened? Come on. There we go. And you're going to take 6 damage minus your armor. So 5 damage, I believe, because you have 1 armor. So you're going to take 5 damage from that as you're kicked in the face, and it kicks you sort of over the bar. So you fall over the bar to the other side behind the bar. And then in the meantime, what's Agnar doing?
All right. Well,
He's been our killer here.
First, I'm gonna look at my hands and be like, "By God, maybe his God is correct."
Nice.
I'm gonna see him kick Azar in the face.
Yep.
And I would like to grab one of the legs after he's kicked and just kind of fling him. Just throw him.
Yeah, so you 2d6 plus strength on that.
That's 12 plus his 1, 13.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So
putting in the work.
let's roll for some damage.
Watch it be a 10.
My
God.
This is busted.
It's broke on our side.
Yep.
Apparently.
Yep. I see.
That was
All right.
his leg.
Cool. So he's gonna die.
Right. Yeah. You just kill them all for us. Why not?
Right. You are a power. You're killing all of your old comrades. So
It's the pamphlet.
kidding. It's because it's covered in that T-Rex skin, you know.
Yes, makes sense.
Right. So yeah, tell me how you fling him and destroy his world.
All right. I'm going to say that somewhere on the walls of this bar is some kind of beast that has horns. I'm just going to fling him directly onto the horns.
Okay, like mounted on the wall.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there is a behemoth's head. Yeah. Oddly enough, in the mounted on the wall, and so yeah, as you fling him, he is impaled by the horns of the behemoth's head, and dies instantly. You know, and a rain of blood showers the lot of you, and so you're sort of all covered in this blood.
I shall praise Kratos.
as you bathe
Somehow you
in his
built a
blood.
church.
Yep. But the one with the daggers, sort of having seen all this, is definitely maybe he's feeling a little outnumbered, outmatched, and so he starts making a break for the door.
Never.
What's going, Melody? What's going on?
So, my original plan, which is what I'm still going to go with, is I take a bottle from the back of the bar,
Whoa.
toss it at him, to make him ready for Azar, whoever has flint.
Okay, so you're gonna do a volley. So if you roll 2d6 plus dex.
All right.
You know, just occasionally.
Got a 9.
All right, cool. And then let's roll for some damage.
All right. 3.
Okay, cool. All right, so where are you hitting him with this bottle? What part of his body?
In the head, because we need him down.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you chuck the bottle and it starts spinning in the air as you tossed it, and it sort of bursts on his head as it hits him, covering him in whatever ancient spirit is inside it.
A strong spirit. We needed something flammable.
Yeah. Yeah. So it knocks him to his knees on the floor, and he's sort of down for just a moment, having taken the 3 damage. So Azar, what's up?
I say, let's book it.
No.
Yeah, I've never really watched this stuff either. But
let's just finish this guy while he's on the ground.
Yeah, that's what I was planning. That's why he's flammable now. He's ready for you.
Strike this baby on fire.
All right, so you're going to use your Zuko style then?
Yeah.
All right. So let's get you 2d6 minus 1.
9.
Minus 1 is 8. Yep. So and then let's roll for damage, and roll a d10, and then I'll also give you a +2 because of the flammability.
Okay. 4. So 6.
Yep. All right. Cool. So yeah, you toss the flames onto him, and he sort of bursts on fire as
Where's the marshmallows? Bring 'em up.
and he just starts screaming in agony, and writhing on the floor. He sort of dropped and rolling it out as best as he can. He's not dead, but he's definitely like just barely hanging on as he is. And at this moment, he's completely vulnerable. So Godroth, what are you doing?
Godroth is, as he's walking over, humming a song that we don't know called "Take Me to Church," and he's going to push him over and put his foot on his chest, and then just go straight down with the mace.
Okay, yeah, and you don't need to roll. This definitely happens. So describe the horror and gore, as it were, to me.
He just, as he's looking down after he plants his foot on his chest, he goes, tonight was a good night. And then just, you hear the sickening crack, and there's a small jet of arterial blood.
And then, take me to church.
Yeah.
Yep. So, cool. All right. Well, now, with all of the sort of flame throwing and the surrounding buildings already being on fire, the inn at this point in time is definitely on fire as well. It's starting to sort of burn down around you. In fact,
You were probably part of that, considering that we caught people on fire inside of the inn.
because you were engaged in battle, you hadn't noticed the extent of the damage, but it's definitely starting to come down around you. What do you do?
Real quick,
Well, I think-
Azar,
Yeah.
while you're behind the bar, grab any loot.
You
I was
got
about
it.
to say, we need to get a lot of alcohol so we can use it for later.
Okay.
I meant coin, but sweet.
I grab a turkey leg.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Good murder.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and mark a turkey leg on your item list there. We'll say, I mean, you're sort of maybe running out in a hurry, but we can say you get 2 bottles of spirits.
Okay.
So if you want to mark 2 bottles of spirits, Azar.
Okay.
And then go ahead and mark 5 coin. There's 5 coins sort of in the change drawer.
It's 2 bottles apiece, right?
No, $2 total. Because
Yeah,
only
Can I
Azar's
discern
on
reality for
So I'll take 'em?
marshmallows?
You okay, so yeah, give me a roll plus intelligence.
What's he rolling for?
1 plus 1 plus 0.
Oh my god.
You find no marshmallows.
Oh my god.
In fact,
Just gonna kick a corpse.
you so not find marshmallows that if you even had marshmallows, you would have lost them.
Oh my god.
Like, I found them, and then I accidentally just kicked them into the fire.
Yeah. So yeah.
Just awful.
So what you doing? Are y'all just gonna
So
hang out in the fire and die in it, or are y'all gonna escape, or what's going on?
No, let's
No,
go. Let's get out of here. We gotta
I
go to
think
the
we should go now. You
Yeah.
know, there's
You
no one
guys
left to kill. There's nothing left to loot. You know, our jobs are done.
So yeah, you make a dash out the front of the building, being the only real exit left to you, and as you're running out of the building, you can definitely hear more footmen sort of rushing in your general direction. So what do you do?
So we just keep booking it. Just
Yeah.
try
All
to
right.
get out.
For now, let's just Yep. If they catch up with us, we'll
We
take
fought
care of it.
enough right now. So.
Right.
Our two voices of reason.
Did we?
So yeah, you
Codrith is like being
They'll find
dragged
us,
by
and then they'll be
Melody.
exhausted, so we can
Yeah, right.
have an
Yeah.
advantage.
Some of us are gonna beat.
Agnar throws Kodroth over his shoulder as y'all run away.
Yes.
Waving my flail behind or mace behind us, going, "Come and get me!"
This crazy old man, get him out of here.
So yeah, you start running, make your way out of town, and in what feels like a very familiar situation, you were fleeing the town you were in.
We'll just follow us to the next one. It's whatever.
As the whole town sort of burns in chaos, you run up a hill in the nearby forest, and you sort of watch as the whole town just sort of burns to ruin with nothing left. The forces that are there are still scurrying about, searching for you. That's kind of where we are. Backing up for a second, give me a minute to reset. Some of my options are not working off to the side, so I'm gonna just relog in real quick.
Right. It's like we're time traveling anyway. His dad will be fine in the past.
That is a very good question.
But it's Azar's question.
Yeah. I feel like he's the only person that can say, let's do this, or, forget him. He's, whatever.
I mean, all he has to say to Codrith is, "Hey, I'll think about Kratos if we go save my dad." He's like, "Fuck yeah, let's."
Yeah, let's. If that's more of a spot that I can wing people, yeah. I don't know. I kind of want to go for my dad. I don't know. What do you? I mean,
How do you feel about your dad? Is he good? Is he a
Yeah.
good person? Do you
Yeah.
want to push him into a fire?
So what you're saying is we can either go to save him to kill him, or save him to save him.
I would have no problem to save him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did fight in a war together. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah, you have a connection to him. I forgot about that.
Yes.
So my two disciples
Currently, I'm
want to
super
save him.
excited about the fact that I love your god now, so I kind of forgot that his dad was in trouble.
So yeah, what as a group, what have you decided to do? Are you gonna just carry on with your mission, or are you gonna go try and save the people in the events that your mission is not successful? Obviously.
Same A's dad.
All right, y'all going to save the hostages?
you want to do it?
I'm fine with that.
All right,
Okay, let's
so
do it.
then
More blood for the blood gods.
impart to you the knowledge that your characters have. You know that there's really only one road leading away from this town into the next. And obviously a carriage and caravan would be moving slower than maybe you could arrive. So you could certainly cut them off in a pass. So that's an option that you have. Is that something you want to do?
So it would
That
be good to
the
set up a
smart
trap.
option.
Yeah.
All right, cool, good deal. All right, so some of my stuff's just like all out of whack still. All right, so definitely you sort of head towards where the road is. You're traveling just off the road to try and get around them and cut them off, sort of at the pass. And sort of as you do so, you come up and you can see the carriage sort of going down the road. Yep. All right. So, you've got a carriage. There is information that I have. Yep. There's a transport. It's led by what looks to be a dwarf of some sort. Yeah, dwarf. There are 4 large figures with him, and then there are 2 drivers on the cart. Yeah, supposedly the prisoners are inside the cart. It's kind of what you're assuming here at the moment from the intel that you've gotten. What do you do?
It'll be 3 actions if y'all are alright with it. Do you mind if I take a moment while we're hidden to bless each one of y'all?
I'd be
It
fine
gets
with
harder,
that.
so I probably won't get all 3, but maybe I'll be lucky like Agnar.
Haha.
Alright, so I'll start trying to bless with Agnar with a 10. Sweet, I still get to keep the spell. Agnar, +1 continuing. Now I get a -1 on the next roll.
Oh, no.
6, 7, 8. -1. I get a 7 on that. So I will bless Azar because we're rescuing his dad, and then I will lose the spell until I commune again.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Melody.
It's alright.
All right. Cool. All right.
What does the pass look like?
So it's sort of like a country road in a field. There's not a lot of trees around it, and they're sort of just making their way down the road. And there's some medium-sized rocks kind of here and there strewn about. You've got just mostly grass and the dirt road itself. You got the carriage, which is being drawn by 2 horses. Like I said, there are 2 drivers, and then accompanying them is the shorter, sort of maybe dwarven-looking figure, along with 4 large, sort of hooded attendees or soldiers or something.
Okay. Is there any way I could try to move some of the rocks in the way to kind of stop the horses?
You can try and toss one, sort of, just to sort of stop the horses.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
like to
that would
do
be
that.
a feat of strength. So if you want to roll 2d6 plus strength to toss a boulder.
+1.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh.
Yeah. So you toss the boulder, but it falls just short of the path, and so the horses are a little startled, but the path is not blocked, and everyone looks in your general direction, and they see you. So when this happens, the 4 hooded figures draw weapons. One pulls out a mace. Another one pulls out a staff. The one pulls out a morning glory. If you know what that is, like a ball, the spike ball on a chain. And then the 4th one pulls out sort of a spear. And as you sort of see their faces, they pull their hoods back, and they are minotaurs. So.
Ah!
Yep.
Can I bluff them?
I think they would be upset about that, maybe a little bit.
Fair enough.
So, just sort of for setting, you've got the cart. In front of the cart now is the dwarven figure, and to his left and right are the four minotaurs, and they are all looking directly at you.
Can Melody, you want to spout lore about minotaurs?
Sure.
Be the bard you can be.
Yep.
Can't believe I used all my good rolls in a bar fight.
Yeah. I got a 6 for spout lore.
And that'll be plus your wisdom.
Oh, sorry. I'll change it. Oh, well, never mind. Ignore the second one. So plus wisdom 0, so it's a 6.
Cool. You don't know jack crap about minotaurs.
Okay.
Wow.
Cool.
We look to Melody and go, "What do you know about minotaurs?"
And Melody's like, they're
minotaurs.
fuzzy.
They're furry.
They're very horny.
Oh.
Really?
It's a bard. What do you expect?
The dad jokes about.
The horny bard knows about horny minotaurs.
Right. So, what do you do? What's going on?
Ever drink or do that with him? He always like, I'm not gonna.
Well, I
First of
tried.
all-
Someone else.
First of
I'm
all,
gonna
you
run
know,
at the guy with
just for
the
future reference,
No, I'm good. And like you can
I
tell
think What am I thinking? That's a good question.
Stop.
I can't think of Agnar.
Yes.
Definitely when it's your turn, I think you should toss the dwarf.
I
Yeah.
will
But
definitely try to hurl a dwarf.
Cool.
currently, to try to aid in a distraction, I think I should try to play something just to confuse them.
Okay. Well,
Rock lands beside them.
let's resolve what Azar and Carlos are doing first, because you've just tried to think about things and found your brain hurting. So
Apparently so.
Kadroth, what are you doing?
I'm gonna charge at the one with the staff. The mage dies first,
Okay.
and as he charges, just gonna yell, "For Kratos!"
All right. So we'll say that one is just to the right of the dwarf. Let's go ahead and roll 2d6 plus strength on that then.
I used up all my luck. That's a 3 plus 1, 4.
Yep. So yep. So the one with the staff that you're charging at does not look worried in the slightest. He is definitely not worried. The dwarf reaches up a hand as you're running, and you feel yourself overcome with sort of a sense of gravity, dropping you to the ground and then forcing you back about 30 feet. And sort of as that happens, you're taking some amount of damage. Just one damage, magical damage, so it's going to ignore your armor. So,
Okay.
yep. So, Agnar, what you doing?
I'm gonna try to toss the dwarf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toss him to me.
Yes, I'm going to
Well, okay, hold on.
hurl
Hold on.
him.
First of all, how are you getting to the dwarf?
Mad dash.
Okay. So before I can even have you roll for damage, let me get you roll 2d6 plus dexterity for Defy danger, because you're gonna have to get in close, right, to do this.
Yes. Oh, my dexterity is a nothing, so it's just the +1 from him, and that's a 6.
Yep. All right. So as you're running in towards the dwarf, he was concentrating his magic on Kadroth, so he's not responding to you, but the one with the Morning Star, who is just to his left, swings in an uppercut motion, catching you square in the jaw, and you're going to take 6 minus your armor damage.
Boy.
Yep. As you also sort of fly back a couple of feet from the damage. So what's Azar doing?
He sees this last attack that was on him. I want to get that. I want to try to go after that guy and hit him in the face.
The one with the Morning Star?
Yeah.
All right. You just hit him with your staff?
Yeah, get a little revenge on him.
Yep. All right. 2d6 plus your strength then.
7.
Okay. And then let's roll for some damage too.
Okay. And I still got that, what, +1, I guess?
Yeah, so I guess it'll be an 8. Yep. So.
Damn. 3.
All right, cool. All right, so you're gonna do just a little bit of damage, yeah. Tell me how you hit him.
I am going to hit him right. I'm gonna try to hit him in the leg. Try to hit him in his right leg. Try to get him down.
All right, yeah, so you go in to whack him in the leg. You catch him sort of across the shin area. He's definitely gonna take some damage. But as you do that, the Minotaur, who is sort of just to his left, which is the outside of the group on the left side, he grabs your staff just after the hit and picks it up in the air and then slams you right back down to the ground in front of him. Yep. and you're gonna take 5 minus your armor damage on that.
No.
All right, Melody, what's up?
Well, since most of my hack and slash is not typically a good idea, like I said, they've never, they would never expect someone in the middle of, battle just to start playing a song for no reason. So I'm going to try to distract, kind of give everybody an advantage.
Okay, what is there a particular move you're using? Or are you just trying to use charisma?
I guess charisma, because they don't really have one in specific for that.
Okay.
So I'm going to be rolling 2d6s plus charisma. Oh.
Damn.
Yeah, that's going to be a 6.
God, we suck.
Yep. So, yep. So yeah, you definitely play your song, and as you're doing so, the mage beside the dwarf casts a spell at this time, and it's a spell of mute. So you'll be muted for the next 3 turns.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yep. But in the meantime, Godroth has finally regained himself. What are you doing?
He's going to, just looking at the dwarf that tried to crush and push me back, is going to just glare at him and go, "You," and just start sprinting.
All right. You going for an attack, or you just in the process of running at the moment?
Would I be able to do both?
Yeah. You can reach him.
I'll run up and then just try to uppercut him with the mace.
Okay. All right. So let's roll your 2d6 plus strength on that.
7. That's an 8.
Okay. And then roll for some damage too.
Damn.
That's not bad. That's a 6.
All right. Cool. All right. So definitely you do the uppercut. You hit him square in the jaw, knocking him back. As you knock him back, sorry, he crashes through sort of like the top part of the cart, sort of breaking part of it open, and then you can see Azar's father and the orc as the dwarf flies to the other side. So, cool. And but sort of as this has gone down, the Minotaur to the far right, he none too pleased with your actions, headbutts you with his horns, and he's going to do some damage. You're going to take just 2 damage minus your armor, and sort of just knocking you back just a little bit.
You kind of yell into the cart, "Hey, get up and join us!"
All right, cool. Let's let's roll 2d6 plus Constitution, because you're yelling this as you're sort of taking a blow. So let's see if it's forceful enough to have been heard. Let's see if you can withstand the blow.
Plus con 7.
Yeah. Okay. So they definitely sort of perk up. They see you, and they sort of stand up, and you can see them, but they are shackled. They're shackled.
Choke them out.
Yeah. But they do seem eager to join the fight, but they seemingly can't at the moment. So in the meantime, what is Agnar doing?
First, is there a clear line for me to get to them, or is that Minotaur in my way?
The Minotaurs are definitely in your way. But
Okay.
there is a slight gap in between them where the dwarf was.
All right, I'm gonna try and make that gap bigger. The one that hit me with the mace,
Mhm.
I am going to swing my axe at it.
Okay. So 2d6 plus strength on that.
8, 9, 10
Nice.
Sweet.
with his plus
Yeah,
1.
and then roll for some damage.
Sweet.
Why don't you give that 10 again? Oh my!
9.
9,
Nine.
good enough.
All right, cool.
Oh, no.
You're not going to kill him, but you're definitely going to do some pretty heavy damage.
No fun, just murder. That's all I get rolls for.
Right.
Kratos.
So how do you hit him?
I am going to not hit him with the blade part. I'm going to slam my axe on top of his head, kind of hook his horns, and slam him into the ground.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. So yeah, you do exactly that.
It's all about making the gap.
You hook him and you drag him into the ground, face first into the ground, pulling him off of his feet, and definitely giving a gap for some maybe reaching the cart.
I'm definitely going to shout, "Someone get them!"
Yep. He's definitely pretty hurt, face on the ground. So then Azar, what are you doing?
I hear that shout, and I'm gonna go get him.
All right. How do you do it?
I'm gonna use my. I guess I'll stick with a staff for right now.
Okay.
And I guess I'll attack the one that he was going for too.
Okay.
I'll still stick with that one.
All right.
Try to get his gap reached.
I mean, do you want to use your staff to like maybe pole vault on his head over him to get to the cart, or
Yeah.
you want to run through, or do you want to like
I
tornado
can
in?
actually. We can attempt that. Yes, we can do that.
Attempt to pole vault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2d6 on the strength, man.
Okay. A 10.
Hey!
Fantastic.
You're right.
Roll for some
Don't get a
damage.
+1 too, so that's like an 11.
Yeah.
Let's get some good damage here. Let's.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, so you're only going to do minimal damage, but you are going to make a very successful pole vault to the cart. So yeah, you run and you jam that pole right into his head, but it sort of hooks into the horns instead of his head, so he's not going to take a lot of damage on that. But you certainly make your jump over the group right to where the cart is, and so you've now landed where your father is, and your father sees you, and he says to you, son, you shouldn't have come to me. It's far too dangerous. But I am so glad to see you.
I gotta save you, Dad.
Yeah.
Gotta get you out of here.
Yeah. So Melody, what's happening? You're not saying anything, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely quiet. I'm kind of motioning to everyone to let them know that I can't speak.
The ultimate mime.
And I guess that I'm going to be hacking and slashing at the one that's almost dead that was in the way.
Okay. All right.
And I get an 8.
Can't you get?
Having a bad day, gets slammed in the ground, pole vault.
Could she get a bonus because he can't hear her coming?
Yeah. Well, so you can certainly claim if you want to claim that you have advantage, and so I can give you.
His face is in the ground, so.
Right, of course, yeah. He's just been pole vaulted in the head too. So I mean, we can certainly give you some advantage. We'll give you I'll say +1 on your damage. So roll for damage.
All right. 6.
So we give you 7. So you're
Pole
going
vault
to
with the knife.
you're gonna murder him with your slightly better knife than you had before.
Yeah.
So how do you murder him? This poor soul on the ground.
I feel kind of bad because he's literally just face down in the ground, and I'm just like, just kind of like barely just stabbed him. But he was weak enough already, so that's why there was so much damage. Is I just final blow straight in the shoulder, just insult to injury. But now we don't have to worry about him anymore. He's not coming back up. He's dead.
Yeah, you scoop right in and stab him. Where did you stab him at?
Shoulder.
Okay, yeah. You stab him in the shoulder, and it was sort of just like the last straw. He was already sort of bleeding pretty good, and so you stab in the shoulder, and you managed to nick an artery you definitely weren't aiming for, but you did it anyways. And he just bleeds out right there on the spot. But
maybe it was a prayer to Kratos. Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but meanwhile, the one beside him, having seen this sort of all go down, he definitely like sort of just like was trying to get you off before it happened, but he was moments too late. But he does punch you, sort of right in the gut, and you're going to take 6 minus armor damage. So on that. What's Skodroth doing?
Codrith is gonna look over to Melody, who just got hit, and yell to her, "Are you all right?" And then just sort of like, "I can't hear you."
He's like,
And then just like, "Yeah, she seems all right." And I'm going to try to jump into the cart and start freeing these guys.
okay, cool. So let me get how are you freeing them? I guess is a good question.
I have a mace in hand. I guess I'd just try to like smash where the chains are linked to the cart.
Okay, so like a feat of strength. So yeah, then roll 2d6 plus strength. You're basically attacking the chains.
That's a 10.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
Nice.
Yeah.
I have strength.
So yeah,
where's Kratos?
you managed to break the chains on the two of them. As you do so, these were sort of magical chains. They were binding the magic that these two possessed. You sort of freed their actions. Azar's father, being an immolator himself, uses his burning brand ability and creates a flaming scimitar. And as he does so, he sort of instantly starts to attack. He makes a dash for the one Minotaur that's standing. I guess as you guys are facing him to the far right, and then he's going to do some damage to that dude. He can do 8 damage to that guy.
Hey.
Yep. Yeah. Nice. Right.
He tried.
So he catches the guy. Sort of a little bit unaware. Slashes him across the back, setting his back sort of ablaze a little bit. And he stumbles forward. And then while that's going on, the old orc bard starts singing a song to sort of enhance your abilities, and he gives everyone +2 damage carrying forward in this fight. So,
Oh wow.
yep. So as that's going on, what is Agnar doing?
Well, I'm gonna see him get free and slash one of the Minotaurs. I'm gonna shout out, "Well met, brother in arms!" And I'm gonna swing my axe at the Minotaur that's beside us.
Okay, so the one that recently just took the that's all the same one that took the damage from the scimitar. So
Yes.
all right,
2d6.
yep, plus strength.
That's 8 plus the one from him, 9 plus my strength. That's 11.
All right,
Nice.
then roll for damage.
Yeah.
10. Oh my gosh.
You know, see Mike?
2.
+2. That's 4.
Yep. All right. So how do you hit him? You're not gonna kill him, but tell me how you hit him.
I'm gonna say that my axe got kind of tangled in the horns, but I managed to break it free and smack him in the side of the head with the side of the axe.
Okay, cool. So you hit him in the side of the head, and it's definitely jostled his brain. He's probably a little disoriented, and he's taken the 4 damage. Meanwhile, the caster seems to be up to something nefarious. He's definitely like chanting on something pretty big, and also as that's happening, the one that is to his right, to the far left, if you're facing, is starting to come at the group. His eyes are sort of glowing red, and he's charging in sort of a mad bull rage. While this has all been going on, it seems as though the dwarf is nowhere in sight as it is at the moment. So, see, where are we? Sort of in turn order.
I believe it would be Azar and then
Yep.
Melody.
Yep. So, Azar, what are you doing?
So we got the caster. He's doing something.
Yeah, he's doing something crazy.
How many are left?
There's 2 Minotaurs and the dwarf that's outside. You've got the 2 drivers of the cart. They look pretty scared, crapless right at the moment. They don't seem to be a threat currently.
I can try to go after the caster. Try to stop him what he's doing.
If you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go after him. Try to get him to stop what he's doing.
All right.
I'm gonna do the burning brand.
Mhm.
2d6 plus Constitution. 7. Or
All right. So what does it say in your sheet for that? I think you get like 2 uses or something.
it says on a 10 plus choose 2 of the following terms. On the 7/9 choose 1.
Yep.
So yeah. And roll for damage.
Well, you have to attack for attacking is a separate sort of function.
Oh, okay.
That roll is just for creating the brand in the first place, right?
Okay.
So,
When I see him created, I'm gonna shout like father, like son.
all right. So what kind of weapon are you creating?
I'm gonna create a big flaming arrow.
Okay. All right. All right. And so now you basically want to roll to fire that arrow. In which case you'll need to roll plus dexterity.
Okay. So roll for damage. Is that what we're...
No, roll 2d6 plus dexterity to see
Okay.
if your attack is successful.
Okay, 7 again.
All right. All right.
Don't you get a +1
Plus 1?
from him?
Plus
Yeah,
one,
yeah. So 8.
8.
Yep.
And then roll for your damage then, which will
Okay.
be whatever your normal damage is.
Okay. 10?
All right. And you're
Plus 2? Oh, I guess that was my count.
yeah, so 12. You're not gonna kill him, but you're gonna do some pretty major damage. Explain to me how the arrow pierces him, where it pierces him.
I'm gonna shoot it. It's gonna pierce him right in his right shoulder. So right in the chest, right there, right below the shoulder.
All right, cool. Yeah. So the arrow strikes, bursting into flames, causing some pretty severe damage. He stops his casting. He's no longer casting whatever he was. He's too concerned with the heavy amount of damage he just took. But the other one's still charging in for the attack. Melody, what are you doing?
You know what? Since he's charging in for the attack, let's go for it. Hack and slash the red-eyed guy.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
Oh no!
you're too small.
no!
You know
My
what?
spirit is strong.
Let's pour one out for Melody.
Yeah, there you go.
I was trying to take on the
Feel that
previous
laugh,
one, and
laugh.
obviously that was a poor decision.
So
You did what Codrith would do.
Yep. You go to jump in front of him and you go, ha! but he's a raging bull, right? And so he plows through you just like you weren't even there, knocking you flat on the ground. You even bounce a little bit as you hit the ground. And you take 5 damage, miniature armor. So, how you doing on health there, Melody?
I mean,
What's your...
I'm at a 6.
Okay, well, I mean you're not dead, so there's that. And he comes sort of just like raging through. He's currently headed towards Agnar. Codrith, what are you doing?
So I can see that Melody's pretty banged up, and I don't see the dwarf that was in the cart. So I'm just gonna jump out of the cart and run over and try to cure Melody.
Okay. So you do a cure
Let's
light
go.
wounds then?
Yeah, and just bust at her. You're not done yet. Get back up and learn how to stab properly.
I can't hear
That's his
him.
healing words, obviously.
I can't say anything back. I'm muted, so.
I know. And
I'm
it's
fussing
great.
back in sign language.
It's gibberish. I got an 8, so I will take the negative, whatever the GM tells me. But you do
Okay.
heal. So, wait, I need a D8 to see how much you heal. You heal for 7.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Yep.
And then Mike gets to decide what bad thing happens as I carry.
Yep. All right. Cool. So, certainly you do. You heal. You catch a spell. Put your hands on Melody, and she heals. Um, uh, as that's all happening, the dwarf rises up behind you out of the ground, and puts his arms around you, and as he does, sort of like his hood comes back, and he sees the ring on your hand, and he says to you, "Where the hell did you get that? That's my father's ring."
Wow.
Wait, Regan?
He says,
This
"How
is
do
why
you
you
know
take
my
notes?
name?"
I watched your father commit suicide and blow up a cannon.
He says to you, "My
Wow.
my father was a fool and a simpleton. He could not see the greater picture. He did not know the way." I say, I tried for years to convince him, but I could never win him over. He got what he deserved."
He did ask me to give you this ring. Would you like it stamped in your forehead?
So,
Wow. Unity.
at the so hold on, we'll come back to that. While that conversation is happening, Agnar, the bull is charging you. He's upon you. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna drop my axe, try and catch him by the horns, and just slam him into the ground.
All right. So let's roll some strength on that.
Yeah. That is 8 plus 2 plus 1. That's 11.
All right,
Nice.
sweet. And then
Yeah.
let's roll for damage.
And then that's 5 plus 2. That's 7.
All right, cool. All right, so let's see that guy.
I'm gonna shout, "Down, boy!"
God.
So yeah, you
Sorry,
definitely managed to
great.
do that. You grab him by the horns, you slam him on the ground, and bumps his snout. It's causing him a lot of pain. And so, while all this is sort of transpiring, the orc and Agnar or Azar's father have jumped down off the cart, sort of joining you in battle. Azar's father, seeing you slam the one to the ground, takes his burning scimitar and as you slam it on the ground, bring it down on the back of his neck, severing his head in a blaze of fiery glory.
Combo.
Yeah.
You go, Dad.
And
Fatality.
the bard, the orc bard, he's sort of just like moved out of the way, and as this is all sort of transpiring, Regan, in his conversation with Kadroth, looks around, kind of sees what's going on. He sinks back into the ground, and pounces up out of the ground into the cart, telling the guards to drive, and the horses start speeding away. And as they do, he casts a firebolt that kills his other Minotaur comrade. Just sets his whole body aflame as he burns to the ground, and the cart sort of speeds off into the distance.
Thanks for helping us.
Yeah. And leaving you with Azar's father and the orc from the guild. So, what's going on?
Well, I'm definitely gonna do the whole bro handshake with Azar's father. I haven't seen you in years.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I give my father a hug.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, he tells you like he was just minding his own business, making weapons in your hometown when the force burst in and slapped the cuffs on him and took him into custody. They said that you were involved in this plot against the government, and knowing that you're part of the rebellion and having done work for the rebellion himself, obviously that's not anything new to him. But he says to you, he thought you might be dead because he saw he'd gotten word of the destruction of the holy site that was the main camp for the rebellion. So he was pretty pleased to see you alive. The orc starts sort of talking to you guys, and through conversation you sort of tell him about the town that burned down nearby in your fleeing, and he hangs his head and he sighs. He says, "Oh man, that was my favorite town to drink in. God, I love drinking in that town. I can't believe that it's gone. As you know, once, yeah, I said once I saw the craziest thing in that town. It was nearly 200 years ago. It was in my youth. I saw these 4 adventurers. They absolutely destroyed these minotaurs that were in the bar. They picked a fight with them and just killed them there in the spot, right in the tavern, in front of everyone." He says, they spilled my beer, but they made me a new one, and so I lent them a hand. Those poor souls, they disappeared after that day. No one ever saw them again. But it certainly was the time of my life in that town. I can't believe that it's burned to ruin and that it's gone now. So what's next for you guys? What's happening? Do you have questions? What are you doing?
Well, I'm still muted for one more turn, so I kind of try to charade a greeting, and I hold out one of the alcohol bottles to, Mr. Alky, who is really sad that the bar burned down.
Absolutely. As you do so, you feel the spell sort of fade from you, and you regain the ability to converse. But he certainly gladly takes the bottle of alcohol off of you, and with his gnarly mangled orc teeth pops the top off and just starts chugging like it's water.
Well, we need the other. We'll keep the other for safekeepings for other uses, but
Yeah.
So we're down to 1 now. Okay.
Yeah.
I am definitely gonna hand the pamphlet I got from Kodroth to Azar's dad and be like, "This is remarkable.
Spread the word
like crazy."
As you're still glowing with Kratos' power.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slap Melody on the back and go, "You can talk," and heal her again.
Okay. Cool. Do you want to?
You look hurt.
Roll for that, or?
Yeah. 10 plus 2, 12. So
Yep. All right.
I don't lose the spell. Nothing bad happens, and she heals another 7.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Full health.
Cool. All right. Cool. Yep. All right, cool. All right. So, at this time, you guys sort of tell them sort of what your plan is and what you're heading out to do, and the orc tells you. He says, I would be wary of that site. There's there's always been dark magic in those woods. I suspect that's the only place that you can perform this ritual. But that site was definitely a cursed place that once upon a time anyone who entered never returned. And he says, in fact, those I believe those adventurers that that I mentioned. That's where they were headed before they disappeared. And he says that this fight is too much for an old man. I'll have to take my leave. I will take haven in the nearest rebellion camp. And then additionally, Azar's father, in sort of an agreeing fashion, says yes, this fight's no war for old men like us. I shall return to providing the weapons for the war effort that are needed.
Codrith is going to look offended at him because he's about the same age, probably.
Yeah.
And
Agnar's gonna look kind of mad, but he's like, "Oh well, nobody can fight forever except for me."
Well, the orc is probably pushing.
Oh yeah, he's my senior.
He's definitely pushing 220, 230
Definitely.
probably. So.
I very nicely ask if I can have a better weapon made.
Yeah. So for sure, the Azar's father, being a blacksmith, says, "You know what? I think I can do that." And he says, "What do you have on you?"
I hold up basically the really crappy rusty, the rusty needle, and I hold up the dagger, and I'm like, "This is it. This and a loot."
Yep. So
Minotaur weapons.
So he takes those and he says, "I can make this work," and he pulls up sort of like a rogue branch sort of laying in the ground. He picks that up and starts sort of casting his immolator magic across all of it, forging a weapon. And so when he's done, he presents you with a crossbow that has a bayonet on the end of it.
I like that.
Yep. So he hands it to you and says, This should suit you much better."
Awesome.
Yep.
Yes, please don't get run over anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, what's next for our adventurers? You gonna head on to the holy site? You got anything you need to do, or any more questions to ask, or?
Holy site?
About lore?
I'd say there's nothing to spout lore about in this particular area. Once you get to the site, maybe you can spout lore and see if there's anything you know about it.
With my attacks, especially with the hack and slash, if I'm stabbing with the bayonet, it's strength, and if I'm using the bow, it's dexterity. Correct?
I will say dexterity on both, just because of
Okay.
I'll say dexterity built into the weapon itself. So.
All right.
Yep. All right. Well then, so you make your way. You start heading towards the where you know the entrance to this sort of holy site, to the temple to be, where you can perform the ritual to sort of time travel. It's about a half a day's travel from where you are, so you make your way through, and eventually you come at what is the entrance. It's sort of this stone entrance, kind of cavey looking. It's going to be covered in vines and sort of moss and those kinds of things. It's sort of swampy, woodsy where you're at. So here you are. Now might be a good time to spout lore. Even maybe bardic knowledge would be.
Yep. Bardic knowledge.
Yeah.
And I don't have to roll for bardic knowledge.
Okay. All right. Cool. So
Or bardic lore. Sorry.
bardic
but
lore, yeah. And because you chose history, right? I believe.
I sure
Yep.
did.
Yep. So you know that the area that this leads to was once a holy site for the Fey races. They often gathered here to perform rituals and spells and things of that nature. You know that there are a lot of stories of old about it. Recently, there are no stories about it. There's no current stories about this area. That it is certainly deep-seated with magic. And there was, at one point in time, a a very large magical source that existed in this area, but it has since mostly left the area. You can still feel a decent amount of sort of ambient magic in the air. So there is something about it that is mystical almost. So, and that's what you know.
Okay.
If y'all don't mind, before we proceed into the forest, Codrith would like to spend an hour communing, if that's possible.
Okay.
All right.
Bless was really
Yeah.
useful, and he wants it back.
Yep. Sure. So sure.
I'm also going to kind of pray too, just like
You make a small camp, and so an hour goes by. You can all sort of add 5 HP to your life. Unless you're at max, you can't go beyond max. But you can regain 5 HP in the time spent in rest. So
nice.
the hour goes by, and you've communed and regained your spells. So what now?
Onward!
Yeah, I guess we head on inside.
Yep. Cool.
I follow
We're
until
burning
there's
down,
killing to be done.
So you make your way into the cave system that's going to lead you to the temple where you can perform your magics. It's mostly pretty dark. You sort of get to a point where you can't really see anymore. What do you do?
I have a rope for this. I'm going to cast light on my mace.
Okay.
Ooh.
There's a roll for that.
Yep, that's an 11, so I still have it. I'd like to continue to do that, so each of us has a light until I lose it. That's a 9. On a 9, I have to choose something. I don't want to draw negative attention, so I will lose the spell. But on the
Okay.
second one, I'm going to cast down Agnar's axe.
Okay.
So the axe and the mace are glowing.
May
like
I
torches.
request that it is my loincloth and not my axe?
As he's going to touch your axe, you're like, my loincloth. And
Okay.
he looks at you, like, for a moment, like, really? And he's like, you know what? He's coming over to the religion, whatever he wants. And gives you, like, a good game pat on the crotch, and it starts glowing.
What?
Yep. Cool. Good deal. So yeah, so you're glowing. The sort of area you're in becomes illuminated. You can sort of see. So you make your way, continuing through. It starts to get sort of cold, damp. There's some stalactites, a few bats flying around, and then you sort of arrive at this this opening. It's sort of a circular room, and sort of on the far end, it seems like the path continues through a tunnel. But the room definitely has like a stench to it. It kind of smells like rotting meat and sort of feces. It sort of wafts into your noses and smacks you in the face as you come upon it.
The smell of the battlefield.
What do you do?
Someone want to discern realities?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we can figure out what that smell, where it's coming from, what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, let's discern realities.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I have an intelligence of -1, so probably not me.
Definitely not me.
I
Is that
think I'm
intelligence
the
or
one that
wisdom?
I think for discern realities, it's intelligence.
Intelligence, yeah.
Oh, I have a 0.
Yeah, I think it
Better
was
than a
me.
-1.
Alright.
I have 0 too.
I have 13.
Hey,
So, you want to go for it and I'll aid you?
Sure. Yep. That's fine.
I don't think I aid you very well. I get a 4. I tried.
So is it 2d6?
3d6 plus your intelligence.
Oh my gosh, the same damn.
What'd you get?
Y'all are having that Minotaur moment.
4.
Cool.
We are equally inept.
So
Yeah.
So the two of you are sort of like scouting out the room. You're looking for clues.
You're like, yeah, that smells terrible.
Yeah, and you're
Yeah,
trying to figure out where that smell comes from.
Smells.
And so you start searching the sides of the walls and whatnot. You're not finding anything. Sort of about that time, strolling through the entrance on the other side comes this sort of massive hobgoblin, and he's chewing on the corpse of what looks like a centaur. It's sort of the top half of the centaur, and then the front part of the centaur, but from like the midsection of the centaur back is gone, so it almost looks like a human just with like horse front legs.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's just like munching on this thing, like it's a midday snack. And then as he walks in, he sees you, and he kind of goes,
Say something for me.
And he slings the centaur against the side of the wall. It splatters all over the place. And he pulls the club from his side, pulls it out, and just starts running, swinging it madly. What do you do?
I'm going to try and catch the club to keep it from hitting anyone.
Okay, all right. So let's be a feat of strength.
Yes.
Yep. 2d6 plus.
That is a 9.
All right. So you catch the club. It does do a minimal amount of damage as you catch it, but you certainly stop him from swinging it. You're going to take 4 minus your armor damage, just in your arm, just from the sheer strength of his swinging it down. But you do temporarily immobilize him by grabbing his club. Who was let's see, it was Azar and Kodrath were searching the room.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so Melody, what do you do?
Well, he's catching his club and everything like that. I think that I should try out my new weapon.
Okay. So he's caught unaware. You can basically just roll for damage if you want to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well,
Shoot him in the face!
4
All right, so yeah, where do you shoot him?
in the eye.
Yep. All right, cool. You launch your arrow. It catches him right in the eye, and with the hand that is not holding the club, he reaches up and grabs it. Arrow still sort of just like sticking out where his hand is grabbing, and he takes a few steps back, pulling the club out of Agnar's hand. And then as that's happening, Kodrath, what are you doing?
I mean, there's a big guy. I need to prove I'm better than him. So I'm just going to run at him and just swing for the kneecap, stealing Azar's move.
All right. Because he's sort of preoccupied with the arrow in his eye, you definitely get advantage. We'll say +1 to your roll.
Okay. That makes it an 8 with the extra +1.
All right, cool. All right, and then let's roll for damage too.
6.
All right. All right, so you're gonna do some damage. How are you gonna do it? You said you hit him in the kneecaps.
Just swing straight for the kneecap. Try to knock it backwards, but
Okay, cool. Yeah, you definitely hit his kneecaps. He's a big, sturdy boy. So he's gonna take some damage. He doesn't go backwards any further. He takes the hit like a champ, but it definitely you score a little blood on him for doing so. By this time, he sort of like pulled the arrow out of his eye and sort of regained his composure. Azar, what are you doing? Azar.
Oh.
Yep.
he is perplexed by this wall.
He's like, whoa.
He's thinking, man. gonna try to attack the same guy that he was going after. So get him out of there.
All right, how you attacking him? The Hobgoblin?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my staff.
All right. All right, so let's roll 2d6 plus your strength then.
Damn it! 4? But will it be 6? Or is it 4? No, 4, 5.
What's your wisdom? Or you, I mean, not your wisdom, but your strength? 0.
I was like, it was 12. It was 12, so it's
So 4. But either way, it's a fail. All right, so yeah, definitely you go to swing at him with your staff, but he's pretty mad right now. He's mad, dude. He is not excited about what's been going on. So as you go to swing with your staff, we lose Dylan. That's the first thing that happens. The second thing that happens is he comes down, knocking your staff out of your hands and hitting you in the chest, and then you're gonna take just a little bit of damage. So 1, but minus your armor. So really, you're not gonna take much of anything. But it does knock you back against the wall, and you are sort of out of sorts for the moment. In the meanwhile, what is Agnar doing?
Well, since the club was ripped out of my hands, I'm going to pull out my axe and chop at the same Nico Droth hit.
Okay. All right. Cool. So let's roll your 2d6 plus strength on that.
Whoa, I rolled it twice. The first one was a 9, so 10, 11.
All right. Cool. And then roll for damage.
And 8.
Nice. All right. So you're not gonna kill him, but you definitely will hurt him. And so you're aiming for the kneecap.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, you hit the same kneecap. Because it's the one that was hit before, you definitely hear a crack. And he takes a few steps back on this one, and he sort of developed. It looks like maybe he's limping on that leg. It's certainly bothering him. He sort of screams out in pain. Starts flailing his club. As he does so, he's hitting some of the ceiling above you, and some rocks are starting to fall left and right. Meanwhile, Melody, what are you doing?
Well, to keep him from bringing the whole place down, I'm going to try to hack and slash. I want to make an effort to try to get that, get him to drop his club. So I rolled an 8 on the hack and slash.
Okay, cool. And then roll for damage too.
All right. 6.
All right, cool. All right, so. All right. So, where are you shooting him? You shooting him in the hand, or is that what's happening?
Yeah, I'm shooting him in the hand because I want him to drop that club so he's, doesn't bring the whole thing down on our heads.
So yeah, you catch him right in the wrist as he's swinging around. As you do so, the club sort of inadvertently flies in your direction as he releases it.
Okay.
And so you're going to take some damage on that. It's going to be a 3.
All right.
Minus your armor. So as it sort of like hits you across the shoulder, and in the meanwhile, Kadroth, what's happening? Oh,
I'm gonna keep going for that kneecap. We're gonna lumberjack this.
Okay, cool. All right, so roll plus strength then.
Everybody likes my kneecap moves. I hear you.
7.
All right, and then
got a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, roll for damage.
4.
All right, so you do a little damage for sure. You make your swing, hitting at the kneecap again, slowly chipping away at his stamina to use his knee. This also, while a solid hit is not going to phase him as much, and he'll take the damage. He's fumbling, looking for his club now. Sort of as that happens, one of the stones that was falling from the ceiling clocks you sort of right in the back, and you're gonna take a small amount of damage from that. It's gonna be a 1, so you can probably mostly ignore that with your armor. So let's see. What do we have? Agnar? Yeah, I think. So
I think it's Azar.
is it Azar? Azar, sorry.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here? How's he looking?
He's definitely taking a beating. He's not on death's door or anything, but he's definitely roughed up pretty good.
Especially in the knee area.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
It will be mine.
If anybody wants to, we can try to do a two-person man trying to get this guy a little bit.
Want to do like a combo move?
Yeah, somebody wants to.
I'm down with
I propose that we set the bayonet arrow on fire, arrow to the knee.
that. Hey.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We can do that.
All right. Cool. Hmm.
But if he's aiding,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, roll plus your plus bond. So you get 1 bond. So
Okay.
2d6 plus 1.
5 for 6.
So that'd be
So
a
it's
6 total. So sure. Okay. So here's what happens.
okay.
it's a little janky, but
Together you accomplish death and destruction on each other. So yeah, you go to aid with some fire magic to set the bow the arrow on fire. But instead of setting the arrow on fire, you just set the whole
Jesus.
crossbow on fire, right? Instead, and as it burns Melody's hands, she sort of tosses it to get the burning out of her hands.
Her new weapon.
And as that happens, it sort of hits you right squarely in the face.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
well, you set it on fire, so.
All right.
So one damage on Melody, fire damage, so ignoring armor, and then as it sort of hits Azar in the face, 4 damage, and that'll be disregarding armor because it's a blood force type of deal. So you'll take 3 damage. So 1 damage for Melody, 3 damage for Azar.
Okay.
And then you'll have to go pick up your crossbow if you want to use it again.
Do I just do that next turn?
Yep. And so Agnar, what is Agnar doing now?
Agnar is going to grab hold of the Hobgoblin's club and just swing it at his face.
Okay. All right. So let's roll 2d6 plus strength on that.
That is a 7.
Nice.
Ooh,
All right, and then roll for damage.
that's 6.
All right, cool. So certainly, definitely, you grab the club and you hurl it at his face. Catches him square in the face. You see one of the horns on his mouth that's been protruding. It chips off and falls to the floor. But it hits him square in the face, and he rears back. But then he also grabs it as it hits him, and then he pulls back and rears it down right back on you, hitting you on the head. Yeah. And then you're going to take 5 minus armor damage on that. So, knocking you to the ground. Kadroth, what are you doing?
Frozen on my end.
The knee.
Morny?
Go for it again. With a 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3.
Yep, that makes sense. It makes sense. So yeah, you go to swing for the knee. But as you do so, it's sort of during this same motion where he's just caught Agnar in the head with his club, and you're swinging for the knee, and he sees you, and he grabs you by the head, stopping you in your movement, and he jerks you up by the head towards the ceiling and launches you into the ceiling, and you're going to take 4 minus armor damage on that. So, and then fall to the ground in the process. Meanwhile, Melody and Azar are recovering from their respective damage. Melody, what are you doing?
I have to go get my bow because that's basically my weapon.
All right. So let me get you to roll a defy danger because you're gonna have to run across the
All right.
Hobgoblin's path.
Fun.
So
Defy
2d6 plus
danger.
dex.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
5.
So as you're running across, the Kadroth falling from the ceiling sort of lands on you and knocks you down. You sort of tumble and roll. You do roll to the location where your weapon is, so you will regain it.
Okay.
But in the process, you're going to take 3 minus your armor damage as well.
All right.
So, Azar, having seen all this go down, what are you doing?
I'm like, we gotta get this guy. So I'm gonna use some flames since it's fucking burning all around us. So
All right,
I'm gonna use my use that.
the Zuko style.
Yeah, I want to conjure up. Yeah. I'm gonna use Zuko.
Okay.
In the fucking my will. So
2d6 minus 1. So
Well, my parents didn't believe in bringing the knowledge.
so it's an 8.
okay. So all right. So what do you want the flame to do? What are you trying to do with it?
I'm gonna conjure it up and just make it look like a big fist and just go right for that fucking knee again. I think that's where.
All right. So roll a d10 on damage on that for me.
An 8.
Hey.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you the fire definitely you hit him in the knee and you hear some further cracking. You see it sort of bend slightly in the wrong direction, right? Yeah, and he sort of falls down to the ground on just the other knee. The other one sort of just like a little limp on the side, but the force of the attack has had a little blowback on you, causing just a little bit of damage as it happens. And so you're going to take 4 damage, excluding your armor, fire damage. So mark 4 damage on you. Meanwhile, Agnar, what's happening?
Well, I'm going to see he's down. How injured does he look?
He's got to be pretty bad, right?
He's looking in pretty bad shape at the moment. You could probably take some advantage going forward if you want to take a +1 to your roll.
All right. I am going to get up and swing my axe at the eye that hasn't had an arrow in it.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Blind the foul beast. That is 7 + 1 + 2. That is a 10.
All right. Sweet. So roll for damage.
Yeah. That is 3.
All right. Cool. So you swing your axe at his eye. You definitely catch him in the side of the head. Definitely sort of blinding him. He pushes the axe away in a fit of rage. He's not dead, but he's definitely in some pretty severe shape. He's bleeding from the open wound on his face. Meanwhile, Kadroth, what are you doing?
Thunder's just gonna stand up and look down at me and go, "Come on, next time you're laying down on the job." And then he's gonna go for that knee again.
Okay. All right.
With I get an extra +1, so 9.
All right. 9, and then roll for damage.
5.
All right. Cool. So as you're going for the knee, perhaps you notice that
Again.
that your next blow might just finish him off, which it will. So what do you do to murder this hobgoblin?
Sweep into the knee, cracking it backwards, and as he starts to fall down, just smash straight down with the mace, planting his face into the ground.
Jeez.
Stealing Azar and Arn.
Yeah. So you buckle in the knee, bring the hammer down. destroying his head and face into the ground, and he sort of just like slumps over, completely dead, blood everywhere, and yeah, with that, the fight is concluded. He's completely dispatched. Yep. So, once you do that, the way before you is clear. What do you do?
I guess we press on.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Must be more to kill in this cave.
Must be. We must keep going.
All right. Are you there, Dylan? Sorry, you've got a delay.
Yeah, it's pretty delayed on mine too.
Harvest.
Yeah, it's pretty laggy on mine.
Please repeat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Can I harvest that? What's left of it?
What? I'm really sorry.
Oh.
Oh. Well, okay. So like that kneecap is completely. So for anyone watching,
Harvest the good kneecap.
Codrith wants to harvest the good kneecap. The good kneecap because the other kneecap is completely shattered. So are you wanting to harvest the other kneecap?
We want the good one. Good one. He says good one.
Cool. All right. Cool. So all right. This will be fun. As you're cutting out the kneecap, the other kneecap, and severing it from the bone, you experience a holy moment from Kratos himself.
Oh my god!
And as that happens, the kneecap that you've harvested actually transforms in your hands into a sort of amulet, and you sort of know that this amulet will give you in your time of need great power from Kratos.
Wow.
Sick Kratos amulet.
Blessed be.
Would have thought that Kodros could be the one muted.
Yeah. So, all right. So beyond that, are we pressing forward then?
Yeah. Let's keep going.
All right.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right. So, you keep pressing on through the forest, or not the forest, through the caverns, until you arrive at the holy site.
Oh.
Ooh.
This almost appears to be like a necropolis. It's sort of in the midst of a vast jungle. There's a pedestal. The area that you emerge from seems to have been a storehouse for maybe treasures and things like that. And you see sort of above the temple what looks like to be the area where the gate is. There's sort of like this glowing skull, and above that a doorway area, and you can kind of feel some magical sense coming from that. That seems to be the place where you need to place the gem and perform your ritual. So what do you do?
Well, I know nothing about this magic stuff, so I'm just gonna stand guard. Wait, why are you giving it to me?
So seems like Kodros wants to give the gem to Agnar
I mean,
because he's the tank.
Tank.
I guess I'll just jam it in there.
Okay, all right.
I was gonna say spout lore or something, but
Sure. You know what? Let's
shove it in there.
Let's get some spout lore or bardic knowledge or something going on in here, maybe.
Can we do the bardic knowledge more than once in a?
Yeah, sure. We can do that again. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then I'll take bardic lore.
Yeah. So you in all your researchings of magical sites and things like this, you you've run across rumors and findings that this particular site is pretty rich in time magic, which is why this is the only place that you can do this. There's definitely been things that have happened here unusual with time. But you also know that in order to activate the gate, or you've read anyways, heard Rumen, that you have to give up an item of magical significance in order to do so. It has to be something personal, something that it has to be a sacrifice for whoever's giving it up in order to activate the gem.
Could give my staff up, but I wouldn't have a weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I also have the potential to give up my weapon.
The booze is not a powerful enough gift.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely maybe the staff is feeling like the correct choice. Yeah.
And my hammer.
Yeah.
Godroth is my mate.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to think because I'm like, so far it's been combat.
Yeah.
You know, if I gave up my fancy loot and got something a little less significant, you know, when we got back to town.
Yeah. Well, so like I said, the temple requires like a personal sacrifice, something of great importance to someone.
I mean, I can conjure up a weapon. That's you know, but I just wouldn't have anything.
That's not a sacrifice, really.
No. He's saying
my staff,
he's saying he can sacrifice his staff, but he still doesn't conjure a weapon. Yeah.
And if nothing else, you can just cast fire behind me while I apparently punch people in the throat and rip their heads off.
Let's just do it. Let's do my staff. Let's do my grandfather's staff. Let's do it. That's probably the best way. Let's just do that.
What's Kodroth has a thought on this?
Crota's blessed Agnar. Wow.
I am very powerful, thanks to my great god Kratos.
So yeah, okay. So you insert the gem into what seems to be a location for it, and then lay the staff at the altar, and you feel the entire place start to rumble, and you hear a sort of almost a booming godly voice. It comes forth and it says to you, it says, "I am the great sage of time. For your sacrifice, I will grant you this one thing. Please give me the time and place that you wish to return to."
Where shall we go?
Kodroth, give me a mic check, because I think you might be more current now.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
You're more current now.
Why don't we go to the formation of the Empire and murder it like a baby?
You know, you have a point. Because I was like, definitely before the explosion, but we'd want it enough before the explosion that we could actually do something about it.
True.
Okay.
13 seconds before explosion.
So you
a day or so
How
before.
helpful.
you ask? Is that what you're asking for?
We need a time and a place.
Yeah.
Before the explosion at the other cannon.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So the voice says, what time? I mean, so how long before the explosion?
An hour? An hour, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the voice gives you your wish. It says, "And your wish shall be granted." And it transports you back to the location of the cannon, an hour before the explosion. And when you sort of arrive at the site, you notice something odd. It seems like the cannon has already been destroyed. And then that's where we fade out for the evening.
Aw.
Quite interesting.
Wow.
Yep. So,
Okay.
yeah. Let's see. So yeah. Thoughts? You characters have any, or you have as players any thoughts?
Like, what the hell, man? I said an hour.
Say what now?
A good day
My
for
guy is still
Kratos.
100%.
Yep.
Yes,
Woo.
I'm down for Kratos.
Wow.
Keeps blessing me with these godly rolls.
Yep.
My God.
So yeah.
Well, let's see.
And there, yeah, we're
Looking forward to
roughly,
the next part of the journey.
roughly on time. So
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be really good.
yeah, I can't wait for next week. Next week's
I know, right?
conclusion is going to be pretty good. I think there's going to be some fun stuff going down. So